Hello and welcome back for another reading. I don't usually get the title of the song or the title of the reading before I do it. I haven't been really asking, but tonight the title did come through super strong, and it said, since you were a child, you knew this was going to happen for you. So this is something good that is happening for you that you knew since you were a child. So I have the selenite slab on my lap because the spread I was shown confirmed that I was going to need all the table space tonight. So I've got a few decks here, and let's go ahead and get it popping. Okay, let's see what comes out in this message. Okay, this deck, I just heard they want to talk about towards the back here. This is going to be the beginning since childhood, and we'll move and progress forward into what's coming. The middle row will be more recent past, current, and near future. This will be your deeper past. Okay. They're like, yep, that's what we meant. Okay. So we'll look at the bottom of the deck and see what's at the foundation of this all. The Three of Pentacles. Working together. Oh, I just got something very strong. Working together in partnership was going to change something from the shadow. It's like as you worked, it was going to affect the shadow. Like the shadow was strong. So there's something here about being able to match the vibe and double it in the light to counterbalance it. I'm hearing to negate it, to neutralize the effect. And so it's like you've been practicing your whole life to get this. You're practicing to get it right. Hey, Janine, our first commenter for the live. I see Virginia's with us. So, yeah, you had to do it over a bunch of times. You had to do it over a bunch of times until it could specifically match or counterbalance. It's not about matching. It's about counterbalancing whatever was this energy that was in the shadow. Oh, I love the way that just came through. That was so clear. Thank you. Let's keep that. I mean, it's always like that, but let's just keep that going. We're just going to acknowledge it. Okay. Everybody loves a little bit of acknowledgement. I hear, and you could totally use some acknowledgement, because what you've done was, it took a lot of work. It wasn't very easy, but it had to happen the way it had to. All the attempts that didn't work, all the times that it didn't work, I hear they only helped you to re-strategize, refine, and redesign. I hear your approach. Redesign your approach. So yeah, you've done it so many times, so many different times. You've done the same thing, trying to make a change to something. And now the dark is saying, yeah, with the subconscious. So all the sheets of paper where the design was done repeatedly, practiced over and over again, was conscious. That pentacle that's sitting up in the dark section is showing me that was the subconscious. Okay. So now with that, let's see what's going to come out here. Okay. This is the subconscious. Oh, no, that's the subconscious. Okay. Subconscious energy. This is the conscious energy. Thank you. Okay. So we're just going to lay out these 9 cards as well. Get our spread good and ready. And let's see what's at the bottom. If that was the subconscious, then this is the conscious. Okay. And in the conscious, 5 of Swords is like, fuck, I didn't get it right. Okay. It's like self-sabotaging energy. 5 of Swords is my card of self-sabotage. So there could, and throughout review of what you did in the past, did you look back and realize all the different ways that you had sabotaged yourself? Like you could have did it better or different, but you didn't. And now there's this awareness in you of where you had self-sabotaged in the past. Okay. Now that we'll use the Everyday Tarot. And the Everyday Tarot will speak to the divine perspective in this. Okay. So let's see. I see you've had to let go of a bunch of ideas. Okay. And people too, because to get to this place, even where you are now, people didn't agree with you. You were not seeing things eye to eye, I also heard you were not playing on a level playing field either. It was not a leveled playing field because something was going on in the subconscious that was, it's almost like your subconscious had you set to fail, babe. Like if you felt like your subconscious was set on failure mode, yeah, because in your conscious, you have the 5 of Swords. It's like things just they were not going right. It's like anytime something started going well, oh crap. It's just like constantly having the experience of the other shoe dropping. Like you didn't even have to look for or wait for the other shoe to drop. You just kept having the experience of the other shoe dropping. And it's like, oh man, again, I heard again. And anywhere where you have been working, you had to try a lot. You had to put in a lot of attempts, repeated effort. Okay. This, for some of you, had to do with who you were interacting with, because there's a strong energy of that, because the 3 of Pentacles does talk about cooperation, and the 5 of Swords does talk about, detaching from ideas or people who are not in harmony with your ideas. Okay. So let's see, we'll lay these cards out from the Divine Mind. I'm also going to be introducing a deck that I ordered for myself. This will be our first time using it. It's called the Hermit Tarot, but I see it's more of an oracle deck. I don't know. I mean, they use a little bit of tarot in there, but it's really not a tarot deck. The Emperor is at the bottom of the deck, confirming that this deck is giving us the divine perspective. So we got that confirmation coming out here. So I love that. Let's take a look at the first, way back. We're going to look way back in the first position. 9 of Cups, 7 of Cups, Justice. Nine of Cups is a card of wish fulfillment. 7 of Cups is a card of making the wish. And Justice is about things being that were imbalanced, finding their balance. Okay, so interesting. The wish fulfillment was coming from the subconscious, because the Heart and Hands Tarot, the black and white deck, is the subconscious energy, where the Eye of Love is our conscious energy, and Justice is the Divine Mind. So there was something here about the subconscious programming there was totally getting its way. And justice needed to be preserved. Okay, for some, this is attached to a specific person in your past, somebody who is not active in your life no more, who is a Libra. It was a specific Libra person attached to this energy. I'm seeing that clearly for someone. Okay. I also see for somebody here, you came in here with a big plan to restructure a lot of this shadow dominance in the subconscious. Yeah. What you need to know is what was going on was exactly what you asked for. And you came into this to bring justice, to find your way to it. So this is kind of giving us like the background energy. I mean, this is honestly looking like it came all the way back to before you came into a physical body. This position looks like before you came into a physical body, when you were on the spirit level still. Okay. When you were 100% still spirit before you came into your human body, that you desired to really make a lot of progress in regards to overcoming subconscious challenges in life. And with that, with the Seven of Cups next to it, you knew that you would find your way there. You knew that you would find your way there because when you were in spirit, you had full awareness of the way the law worked with the justice, okay? With the justice card there, you knew how the law worked. You knew that I heard water must return to its source. In other words, when I say water must return to its source, you came from spirit, so you would automatically have to go back to spirit. Why the bottom of this deck says gossip only hurts more? Gossip only hurts more. Is that one of the things that you came in to learn? Was to go ahead and sever these ties and not sit around just talking shit about it or shit about them? Okay. I'm too afraid to talk to you. It's an 8 card. And 8 is as above, so below. So in this is looking like part of the plan was that you would not be aware of the higher self for a period of time in order, I'm hearing, to prove to the cosmos. Interesting, never heard that before. To prove to the cosmos that even without the conscious awareness of what was going on, and even the fears, because I'm getting with this too afraid to talk to you card, I'm getting the energy of traditional Christianity or religion that really does do a number on keeping people in fear of speaking to their source, speaking to the spirit, any type of thing that, that is spiritually empowering away from a book or another person as your power. Um, I mean, I just see that you came into all of that. And I hear you even knew that there would be a period of big confusion in your life. You wouldn't know. You knew back then that there was going to be a great big bunch of confusion. And because of the religious practices that you are brought up with, you would be too afraid to talk to spirit. You would feel that God had cut you off. You would feel that, God wrote one letter to his kids and then back then his kids, right? Now you would say his or her kids or their kids. Anyways, and just cut them off. You came from a background where speaking the spirit was taboo. It's just not what you would do. Okay. All right, let's see what else. And then 2 of Wands, decision points, 2 of Wands. Okay, and the Hangman and the 4 of Swords. And if I asked you to stay, would you leave? Okay. So part of this would be abandonment issues. I see that there was a death in your childhood that really made you get in tune with the idea that, people, they're not going to just be able to stay just because you want them to. The other thing is the subconscious was making all the decisions. The conscious mind was like at a standstill. So it's like subconsciously you were making a lot of choices. And then divine mind, there was a need to chill and heal. A need to chill and heal about these abandonment issues. It's all was happening to show you the other perspective with that hangman. It was all happening to show the other perspective. You began to have dreams. And in your dreams, I heard you were being chased or you were constantly chasing, because I heard chasing. So either you were being chased or you were constantly chasing. Maybe you were running away. I see somebody who in your dreams you were being chased by a shadow figure. And what you didn't know was that was your higher self. You were afraid of your higher self because you didn't know that you could trust it, okay? And in those dreams, you would run from it, but you didn't know that's what it was. You didn't know that's what it was. You never saw a face. Maybe it was just a shadow figure, right? And so you didn't know what it was. Well, that dream, because psychology says that when you dream, you are all the other people in your dream. And that goes in harmony with the idea that, everyone on earth is you. So really, when I'm reading these cards, I'm only reading for me, because all of you are me and we're all one. I know that's a little bit difficult to comprehend on the human brain, but in psychology, when you dream, they see that very literally. So in this dream, you could have either felt attacked by or afraid to communicate with someone in the dream. They would come up, and this was a reoccurring dream. Yeah, I get it. It's a reoccurring dream. And so you ran over and over again. All right. And then what happened was the world. Oh, you started changing, major changes, because you started to take back control of your conscious mind. Will you choose me? Yes, I love this. So even since you were younger, you started to change. You did start changing with the world and the subconscious. It's like I'm hearing that a time period had passed. So in the time had passed. Okay, the way they're showing it to me is quite a while back. We had talked to you a lot about an experience where before coming to Earth, there's like this application process to go to Earth. And so in your application, you signed up to transmute energy surrounding certain human experiences, and you decided what percentage of your human experience would be involved in doing that specific type of transmutation work. What you didn't never know was what 100% of your years would equal. So you didn't know how long you were going to be in this situation or that situation. But the reason why you chose the things you chose a very high percentage of difficulty and challenge in your life. And the reason why you would do such a thing was because you knew that there was so much work to be done on Earth for the humans that live here. And from the divine perspective, you were willing to do whatever it took to pitch in and be of assistance and transmute these energies and raise the vibrations around these experiences, because it was you that would be affected. And you knew that in the way that wasn't confusing them, because you were with spirit. You were one with the divine at that time, 100%, not focused with the physical point of focus of a body that we have today. So you finally fulfilled a certain amount of time of a certain experience. Now, this is what's interesting. I love that this world card is here in the way it's depicted, because so it's you've got to give me a better way to say this. It sounds so complicated in my head, and putting it into words is always so challenging, and I'm trying to write it in a book too. You're gonna have to find a better way to explain this. But okay, so let's say you had fill in the blank of whatever negative human experience, okay, and it was going to incorporate, I'm getting the number 85% of that human experience, okay. For that 85% of that human experience, you could live the human experience yourself. Or what you did was you became the flowers around it. What does that mean? If you learn the lesson, you still had to fulfill the 85%, but that didn't mean you had to stay in the middle of the experience. In other words, you didn't have to be the one who was dealing with the abuse or the poverty or the lack of confidence or whatever it was. Self-loathing. I heard self-loathing. Seriously? There was some self-loathing going on. Okay, because they just screamed that at me. And then what you would do, though, if you learn it, let's say you learned it when you were 25% through the lesson. Now that still leaves 60% more to be fulfilled, right? Instead of being in the middle of the lesson, you would become the flowers around the edge of the lesson. You would move out of the lesson, meaning you might know people who were going through the experience and then fulfill your spiritual contract by being in their life to be sort of a guide or a shoulder to cry on or a supportive element for them while they went through the journey that you had overcome. It could be like, let's say somebody here was dealing with physical abuse. They did that for the first, I don't know, however many years of their life. And they fulfilled a certain amount of their 85% doing that. For the remaining percentage of that soul contract, this person would then, some of them would just have friends or coworkers, but some of them would actually go into fields of work, like being at grief counselors or working in the police department or working at the child supportive services, or you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Maybe they would just be teachers who would create awareness in the public school system for the youth. It could have been any of those things. Any of those ways would still enable you to fulfill the 85% of the human experience that you chose in that that experience in order to raise the vibration of it. So you fulfilled that. You already did that a long time ago. You may not realize that you did it a long time ago, but you did it a long time ago. And consciously, that began to change your life. Four of Wands energy. It set out a new foundation, a new path in life. The Four of Wands always comes through to me, and I haven't said this in a while either, looking like the guidance. This looks like the lights on the runway where you could either land or take off, but there's lights on the runway so the plane can see the runway clearly from the sky and not have an accident. This is takeoff. I feel like this is takeoff for you. As you fulfilled that percentage, you could take off then. Spirit said, King of Pentacles. This is when you became the King of Pentacles. You just didn't know it yet. To you, you were just starting out. And this was going to be the test for you of applying all the wisdom that you had gained to get yourself through that 85% of that human experience, okay, in everyday living. Because what good is knowing how to do it if you don't have the ways to apply it? So here you are. Now you're masterful at it. You're able to accomplish it. Will you choose me? Card number 4. The Emperor is also card number 4, and the Emperor came out here. Where did oh, here. Okay. So will you choose me? Some of you, was your choice to be a person of faith or not. You had the choice. Were you going to be evil? Were you going to be good? This card also was a 4. And look at that. The 8 was there. The 8 was there. And 4 is half of the 8s. So this was before you came to Earth. You had the number 8. In the first early parts, you had 4 there and 4 there. So it's almost like your youth was half of it. In your youth at home, in your parents' house, you would live half of that 85% of that experience. As an adult, you would live the other half of that 85% of that experience, equal the whole 85% of your lifetime that you've been living this experience. 85% may have been a high percentage, but that's what I'm hearing. So interesting. For somebody, your life, you don't know, you'll live to be 80, and until you were 40, included half of it. And after 40, the second 40 years of your life is going to include the other half of this 85% of the life experience. Now, I also see again where you've moved out of being in the middle of it, which lets me know that before 40, you were all the way in the mix, all in the mess, all in the problem, whatever it was. You could have had, different forms of abuse. When we talk about abuse, it didn't have to just be fists, you know what I'm saying? It could have been words and spiritual abuse. Even I'm hearing spiritual abuse. Wow, people taking your power without your permission. They just see your light shining and they want some of it. And then you look like a disco ball and they're just drawn. And you know what it reminds me of? That fish in Finding Nemo. Can't remember the name of him, but the one that has the little glowy bob that hangs in front of his big giant jaws so he can mesmerize the little fishies right into those jaws. Yeah, that's kind of what you're turning into here in this most recent part. You've become that, where your light draws them in. So what that's letting me know is that in the latter half of your working on this energy, you have become the predator, so to speak. But it's not in the way of you became the abuser. It's in the way of, thank you. You became the avenger. You became the avenger. So you would have had different types of connections with people who were in the experience, and you could have guided them out of it. You could have actually physically protected ones who were dealing with physical abuse. You could have been the counselor, the coach, whatever it was. But that's what I see is happening here. So now in your most recent past, what do we have? In the subconscious, 4 of Pentacles, holding on tight, okay? Stable in the recent past. In the conscious, that shit blew your mind. When you saw that your energy had changed, you were like, oh my God, it's like everything has changed for me. Everything is suddenly better. Surprise. Yeah, it did get better. You worked on that subconscious stuff for so much. It's like, I'm seeing, how they have those amazing sculptures and paintings, and it must have took them forever to make them and all of that stuff. It's like me when I do a most insane set of long ass nails and it feels like I'm never gonna finish. Just a little bit by little bit, you just plug away. It's like that giant book and you can only read so many pages a day, but you just keep plugging away at it. You didn't even know that you had stabilized the subconscious recently, but you did. You did not even know you had done it, but you did. And part of doing that, because you went through that world energy, it ended up changing your world. And so some physical stuff, people and stuff, broke free. Now, interesting, because from the divine mind, we have the Hermit. And the Hermit talks about the divine said, yeah, you know how to follow your guidance. So it's like, as you leveled up from this energy here, it's like, would you follow your own guidance of what you've been training other people, or would you let yourself fall back into the same old thing? When you followed your own guidance, that's what stabilized that subconscious. In other words, when you didn't let somebody speak that broke mentality into you, that's how you stabilize the subconscious about your prosperity and abundance. Okay, when you didn't let somebody manipulate you into another abusive situation, that's where you stabilize the subconscious. By this time, you had already had practice. You had already leveled up back there. You just didn't know it yet. You might not even know it now. And then look at this, another 4 card. It says, what do you want? What do you want? This was big on you in the recent past. Soul searching yourself to see, what do you want? This is in your recent past. Okay. Because you start to see things change a little bit for you. You start to notice that this new way of thinking, new way of being has become more natural for you. That things and the energy, it felt different. It looked different because it was different. Okay, so you've been asking yourself, what do you want? With this Tower card, you could have had some surprises. You could have had some surprises in life with different ones going out, situations changing and stuff like that happening. That's totally possible. Let's see what's going on in your current energy. Wow, we're just moving right along with the time, ain't we? Wow. Current energy in the subconscious, you have the Magician. Oh my gosh, I love this because in the conscious, you have the Hierophant. Boom. In other words, the subconscious is your power, but the Hierophant is got the wheel. You're following spiritual law. You're doing the damn thing. You're getting it. What the divine says, 3 of Cups. Oh yeah, baby. Until further notice, celebrate. Yeah, and 3 of Cups. This is joyful. This is celebration for you. This is happiness for you. Number 5 coming up here. If I follow you, I could lose everything. This is another number 5. It is reflecting me back to that Hierophant. If I follow you, I could lose everything. Well, here's the thing. You don't follow. And in this case, you're not following the subconscious. The Hierophant is in the conscious. The Magician is in the subconscious. I feel like they're working together. You're not following them. You're following you. Who is them? Any other human, any other idea, any other belief that is not you, that is not authentic to you, that is not what you are. You're not following them. You're following your own path of joy. You're following the spiritual dominance and awareness and your spiritual prowess, and your subconscious is loving it up and empowering what you're doing. You're doing things for the right reason, and you're making this a new tradition. So in your experience, not only are you stable, but you're very much still honoring that path of the Hermit, where you do need to follow your own guidance. And again, maybe this caused different ones to talk about you because, they fell off, you cut them off, whatever happened. Well, let's see what's going to happen in your near future. And then these 3 cards are all predictions as well. So you can pick number 1, number 2, number 3, or any assortment of those. But this is in the near future for everybody. Let's see what we have. The 9 of Wands in the subconscious. Interesting, because we have a gate here. 9 of Wands talks about an overwhelming in most cases. But in this case, it is giving me lower arcana strength card energy, which is one of the nicknames that the tarot world has for the 9 of Wands. And what I see is, because remember I told you back here that you were, oh no, it was in this one. You moved out of the experience and you became the flowers around the experience instead of being in the middle of it. Well, what's growing on the gate? But flowers, baby. So this is letting me know the subconscious, now those flowers that you became, okay, have sealed the deal and have flourished and grown. I heard they're growing all over like wildflowers in your subconscious right now. So that's good. This is what's unfolding for you. Consciously, you're going to be expecting something. You are going to be expecting something. The divine mind says, Five of Pentacles, it's not showing up as quickly as you would like. And it says, I'm sorry. Okay. This is also saying, yeah. So part of this is knowing that you are going to say no to a lot more stuff. Why? Because of where you're at. You will be saying no to a lot of stuff. No, I'm sorry. I can't do that. No, I'm sorry. Okay. Why will you say no? Because others are not anywhere near where you're at in the conscious or the subconscious. And you can't go following other people. And you there's this knowing that if you get too close to people whose consciousness is far off from yours, then that energy seeps in, they carry an energy. Energy affects energy. The oceans prove this to us. I hear the oceans prove this to us because you get hot water and cold water mixing, you get storms, you get it in the air, you get it in the ocean, you get it everywhere in nature. This is what happens. The heat and the cold collide and it makes issues. So in this, you're expecting something better. Anytime something, see, and look at the contrast, the hot and the cold, right? If you're on hot energy, baby, hot girl summers, hot girl body, whatever it is for you, like it's hot. It's getting hot in here. Okay, but keep on your clothes, okay? Because while you got it hot, somebody's out there cold. Okay, it's not. It's just not. It's not. It's not for you. Sorry, but no, thank you. Okay. Let's look at the 3 predictions we have coming out in this experience. Subconscious, Prince of Wands. The subconscious is going to want to go for something. Okay, somebody could be coming in for a hot night or a good time, not a long time. In the conscious, you're going to pull back. You're going to pull back from it. Yeah. So it's like you're going to know who wants to just play around with your body or with you, or because you got great sex appeal, or they just want to play games with you, just want to toy around with you. Why am I hearing this? They want to keep you on the shelf like a doll that never gets played with. You're not doing that. You pull back from it consciously. You protect your heart and your mind. In love. The divine says in love. In love. I see a love is coming in for you. Let me see what this one says. I have so much desire for you. I do see love is coming in for you. This love, your subconscious is going to know that it's it. Your conscious mind is going to want to keep it. Love is going to happen, and there will be so much desire for you. And it is in the heels of you dropping off anything that's not that. If anybody shows up in a Prince of Wands energy, your spirit's not going for that. And then I hear that. Oh, I can't go for that. No. Oh, no can do. Okay. But this is, they redirected me back. They said, stick to what the cards mean. Because this is your subconscious, this is your conscious, this is what the divine says, and this is just more information. So divine says this is love. You're going to want to hold on to it, and your subconscious is going to be bad about it. Okay, you want to hold on to it? Let's get busy. All right, type of vibes. Let me see what other prediction we have for you. The 5 of Wands, subconscious, nervous. Okay, nervous. Subconscious, nervous. Subconscious, 5 of Wands. A lot of attraction. A lot of attraction. You're going to be attracting a lot of people vying for your attention. Okay. Consciously, the Lovers, you'll know it's your choice. Divine mind says you'll use strategy. You are so very special. Card number 21. Interesting. So I do see somebody here. You're going to have options in love. You're going to be very strategic. Maybe you're not one who wants to do that right now. Maybe you don't want to have that. If you want to have it, it's there. If you don't want to have it, you don't have to. They have desire for you. You're so very special. But at the end of the day, it's your choice if you want it or not. Let's see the other prediction. You have the 8 of Wands in the subconscious. I'm all about this love. In the conscious, Wheel of Fortune, I feel so lucky. The divine mind says High Priestess. This person sees you very sexual, very sexy, very spiritual. That's attractive. And Spirit says wait is card number 7. There's a divine plan in play. That's 7. I'm just meeting these cards with you. I just got them today, and then I was busy at the shop, so I'm going to get some clarifiers on what's coming up from my handmade oracles out in those prediction positions. So let's see. Show me this pile under the I have so much desire for you first. Okay. This really feels like different people that you're attracting. Okay. And again, some of you, if you chose 1, 2, or 3, then it looks like just that for you, and the other ones wouldn't apply. So that would be up to how you decided to do that. All right. But these predictions right here, somebody's going to have some desire for you. You will be found as very special. Okay. It's like a coming of age for you in the physical plane. You already had your spiritual coming of age way back here. Then this whole period was about adjusting to that energy, riding it out, and reaffirming that. Okay. Then you got some choices coming up. So show me the energy of this situation showing up here in love, okay, where there's so much desire. Show me this energy here. Give us a clarifier of what that looks like in this physical plane, because this is happening in your physical reality. Okay. Oh, look at that in reverse. Interesting. It came out, flipped itself in reverse. We have the Dream Killer card, and it's in reverse. This is somebody who doesn't kill your dreams, but they may be somebody who kind of doesn't really believe in their own dreams. Like they could be somebody who says, I always wanted to do this, but I just don't think I can, or stuff like that. Okay, I see that. Now, with the You Are Very Special, the Lovers, and the 7 of Swords, and the 5 of Wands, show me the energy of this experience that's coming up in the prediction here. Okay, thank you. Take the one off the top. I have the bacon in the home. All I want now is time with you alone. Somebody's going to want all your time. They're going to have that desire. They're going to want all your time. Is that why your subconscious is in the 5 of Wands? In Spirit's like, you're going to have to play it strategically. Be very wise on how you play this, because somebody's going to want your time. Okay, they're going to want all your time. I hear they're going to want all your time. And so the thing is with that, you got to make sure you still conserve your time for what things made you a match to them and keep you happy and healthy as well. All right. Let's revisit this one where we had the 8 of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune, the High Priestess, and number 7 with weight. Show me the energy here, please, in this prediction. Okay, thank you. Oh, raising your baseline. Yes, you're raising your baseline. The scale still goes from 1 to 10, but because the baseline is raised, 1 is a lot higher than it used to be, and 10 is a lot higher than it used to be. It's still the same span, though. It still spans the same distance. Oh, there's a situation come. I heard right now you on 7, you waiting on it. But here's a situation coming, and then that 10 of that Wheel of Fortune there. There's a situation coming in your experience. It's going to totally cause you to raise your baseline. 3 important connections coming in your life. But this third one is definitely going to raise your baseline. The only way you can raise your baseline, you got to be at 10 to raise your baseline, honey. I got to put a note of that here. It's not on the card. You have to be at 10. To expand your 10 or to raise your baseline. Okay. You can't raise the baseline if you're not touching the top, baby. You got to be touching the top. So this is what I see coming out for you. What's going to happen for you? You're going to have somebody coming in here after you finally get in tune with yourself. You are going to have somebody coming in here. You could walk away from it because even though there's love there, when somebody is their killer of their own dreams, if they don't figure it out, like that could get to be a real turnoff, because you could get really, you could get, it's like a vibe blower. Bitch, don't kill my vibe. Okay. Nobody wants to sit up here and listen to people just down talk themselves all day. So for somebody, I see that, because I feel like this, all three for somebody here, is really your experience. It's going to be that, then that, then that. In that case, there's going to be somebody here who wants you, and they want you to themselves. But you, I feel like, are going to make a choice. Maybe they want you too much. Oh, interesting. What I just heard is these are all aspects of who you've been. So in the past, that lets me know that whoever this is coming in, this dream killer, is coming in to see just how misery loves company you used to be. This one right here that wants to just own all your time and attention is going to show you how much you had control issues and you tried to dominate another's way of being or who they were. This was part of you breaking codependency and abandonment issues, okay, insecurities and self-doubts. And this one that's coming in is going to be the reflection of when you actually did choose yourself. You're going to meet somebody who chose their self. Yes, look at that. Yeah, see? It's amazing the way these cards are mirroring. So these experiences from your past are mirroring into your future. You knew that you were going to attract this amazing relationship at some point in your life. What you didn't know was what it was going to take for you to get there. Yeah? You didn't know what it was going to take for you to get there. It's going to be a skyrocketing experience when you have somebody who also has leveled up. In other words, back here you had the too afraid to talk to you card. Over here, dream killer. You used to be your own dream killer. Then you had to deal with somebody who was their own dream killer. Over here, we had this, if I asked you to stay, would you leave? Codependency and abandonment issues. So then you attract somebody who had codependency and abandonment issues. All they want is a dime with you. Then this is where you chose yourself, okay, and you leveled the fuck up. So boom, this experience is where you get somebody in your experience who's a match to that. So if you've some of you could say, I'm not right here, I'm already up there, because I could see you telling me how you've already, you know exactly who that is. That just happened not long ago. Okay, so then that means I'm ready for somebody who's going to come up and try to own me. All right, cool. Now I know I'm just going to skirt through that, do the right thing and keep my karma clean. And then that's when you get it. It's going to make it a lot easier if you know the path laid ahead. So this has kind of been a communication from your higher self that's got the roadmap. That's what it looks like. Higher self that had the roadmap knows what's going on with these connections with people. Is somebody coming into your experience? It's going to be a skyrocketing experience that's going to raise your baseline, because that 10 is going to have to grow with you staying up so high like that all the time. So, my love, thank you for your beautiful presence. Go on ahead and put something in the comments. Let me know how you felt about that, how it resonated with you, especially on this past and present stuff. These two bottom rows, you should know all about that if this was your reading. Until next time, sending you so much love and peace and happiness. Kamsahamnida. Gracias. Later, baby. That's all, folks. And I'm out.